Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostle elders, a great millstone who rule well, and salutations to all you brothers out there pushing this word in love, truth, sincerity, and humility. Once again, it's the brother Shatir from the Chicago camp, coming back to you with what I hope is another quick and edifying sit down. And this is on France 24, the English version of it. And it says Kazakhstan unrest. It says Tokayev gives shoot to delete order to put down uprising. Okay, so we're going to let this play and then get some scripture.
Another stun grenade goes off. The TV station Mir is set alight as unrest continues in Almaty, saying that some 20,000 bandits and terrorists have attacked the city. President Kassym-Jomart Tokayev has ordered security forces to shoot and kill without warning. He dismissed calls for talks that he said were coming from abroad.
What nonsense! What kind of negotiations can there be with criminals, with murderers? They have to be destroyed.
Initially triggered by a rise in fuel prices at the start of the year, protests quickly turned into violent anti-government riots and spread across the country, like in Shymkent, another major industrial hub. Roadblocks have been set up to protect the political capital, Nur-Sultan. At the request of President Tokayev, more than 3,000 troops, mostly from Russia, have been sent to Kazakhstan from a regional military alliance of select former Soviet states, in what it said was the body's first peacekeeping mission. Some Western nations are concerned.
We have questions about the nature of this request and whether it was a legitimate invitation or not. We don't know at this point. The world will, of course, be watching for any violation of human rights and actions that may lay the predicate for the seizure of Kazakh institutions.
The CSTO military alliance had rejected a similar request for intervention from Kyrgyzstan in 2010. But regional stakes are high in a major political upheaval in Kazakhstan, a resource-rich country the size of Western Europe. China has also voiced its support for the government.
Reintroducing Death's Door Gin.
There you have it. It's going down over there. All because of, well, at least as far as we know, rising fuel prices. And I'm sure there's a few other things that have yet to come out in the media. But the point is, man, these guys are ready. These guys in Kazakhstan are ready. I saw another video. Man, they had already torched a building. They had already probably jacked up a few police officers, took their shields, took their batons. Okay, these guys are ready to go. But see, all these things were prophesied in the Bible. Okay, when you go to 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, it says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein," meaning destruction to this world. It says, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another." In this case, you have Egyptian versus Egyptian, as the scripture says. Okay, you have people fighting back against their own government because of these Isaiah 10 and 1s, these unrighteous decrees. And it says, and swords in their hands, right? They didn't, like I said in another video, you saw the police get beat up and their shields were taken and their batons were taken as well. And you saw people walking down the street with helmets, shields, batons, and other things. And it says, "For there shall be sedition among men, a violent uprising." Why? Because as far as we know, according to this narrative, the rise in fuel prices, which I don't doubt, because you have to remember that's something that also had a big part to play in the Yellow Vest movement in France. All right. And as we all know now, with this whole supply chain shortage, and also with that area of the world, I believe Kazakhstan is sitting on a nice little piece of oil reserve, if my memory serves me correctly. But nonetheless, you got these big time billionaires putting the squeeze on people so they can get this new world order going. And these folks in Kazakhstan like, nah, bro, we ain't going. Because you really haven't seen anything like this in about almost 40 some years, but I believe when they, I guess for lack of a better phrase, became their own thing or defected from the Soviet Union or Russia. But yeah, it's going down. It says they shall not regard their kings, Mr. Toyev, however you pronounce his name, nor princes, because there's another video, if you have a chance to watch it, it said there's a lot of people in government that resigned. Like when they saw all that happen, they said, here you go, Mr. President, here's my resignation, I'm good. They left because they saw that these people just DGAF. They own DGAF to the fullest. All right, because they figure, hey, if you're going to do this, it's going to cripple the economy. And if you're so bold to do this, what makes us think you're not going to do it anywhere else? Okay? And it says, in the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able to. Now, you saw here, it said that they set up a roadblock and a checkpoint pretty much at the point of like the main town and the main political hub where many of the government officials meet. Okay, they have a checkpoint there, a roadblock. So these people can't come in there and wreak havoc there. And it says, for because of their pride, okay, Esau's greed for money, oil, and other natural resources, okay, it says, because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. Troubled with what? Sedition, lawlessness, riots. The houses shall be destroyed and men shall be afraid. Right. These political figures are not living in safety anymore. And they're now afraid because they actually see there's a group of people who are actually standing up and fighting back. And have you noticed this is getting no media attention at all whatsoever? You would think something like government buildings being burned, police cars being burned, policemen getting beat up. I mean, a whole city is literally up and moving. You would think that would get worldwide attention. Out here in America, you know, they have to make sure that narrative stays nice and quiet because God forbid it spark a light up under other people and say, you know what? If they did that, we can do it too. So yeah, but this is, wow. It's really going down, but this was all prophesied. You know, Yahushua prophesied about this stuff. I believe it was in, is it Matthew 12? Where it talks about or do I want to get the war with birth pains? No, this is it. Luke 21 and 9. It says, but when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified. Let's look up that word commotions. Luke 21. Let's look up that word commotions.
Strong's G 181. Akatastasia. Akatastasia.
Akatastasia. It says instability, a state of disorder. Disturbance, confusion. instability, a state of disorder, disturbance, confusion. Okay, so when you hear of rumors of wars, a state of confusion, disorder, disturbance, like you have going on in Kazakhstan, and soon to be coming here in America, it says, be not terrified, don't be afraid. For these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. So Yahweh Shai predicted this stuff years ago. And this is really the word coming to pass, because you have to remember, as the scripture says, his word doesn't come back void. It accomplishes that which he sent it to do. So, hey, this is something to definitely keep your eye on, because these guys ain't playing. I mean, I thought the French get down. These brothers in Kazakhstan are not joking. So, I mean, they already called in Russia for help. I mean, who knows if they'll ask China for help, or they get the blue helmets over there. So we'll see. But nonetheless, I hope you all were edified. Until the next time, we're going to say shalom.